Hi, welcome to my channel. Don't know where that came from. Let me try that. Hi. Oh my god. Ah. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm going to do a reading for the collective. You're going to get it through me, Cindy, from the universe, through me to you. So, bit of a backstory here. I sat down, I'm supposed to start a whole new week with like zodiac readings, and it wasn't going, and I'm like, I don't get why it's going. And then I picked up the right deck, but I still didn't have the, I just need to do a reading. I need to do a reading here. And it became very apparent as I was trying to do it for Aries, and this is collective. And then because sometimes you'll see my collective messages start like that, and I'll have something at the bottom that says, this is not an Aries reading, this turns into a collective. But it didn't go that way. It was like, just stop the cards, you have the right deck, now you know what you need to do. And that's where we are now. So, I do have the Starman Tarot. During the pre-shuffle, I do want to tell you though, like the messages are already coming in. They're coming in pretty quick and fast now that I've opened up the channel and I understand why I'm supposed to sit down and do a reading today. So something's going on right now. The current situation is that the earth, is being impacted by the sun in some way. Well, I don't know. That's just what I got. Just like pre-shuffling. And I'm looking at a spread and I'm identifying it with myself and my guides, what I'm asking for in this context of like a collective reading. And the sun is basically the current situation. So whatever's going on right now, I don't know what this message is going to be about even. I do get an indication that there is a significant change on the horizon in some level here. But right now, there's something going on. I kind of wonder too if there's if there would be more. Maybe not yet. No, it should be. It should be. Yes, that makes sense. Sorry. So lightning is going to be really important in the future. That makes a lot of sense because I was asking. And kind of thinking out loud, I wonder if there's more aurora borealis activity right now than there typically would be, because that's kind of a side effect of a lot of the particles from the sun coming to hitting the Earth's atmosphere, is the Earth moving that along, kind of like bringing in that energy and how it transmutes it and changes it and transfers it so that it's not deadly. And that's the first step, is the aurora borealis. And then one of the last steps in that is lightning as it strikes the earth. Like this is all the ways, there's many different steps in between there that I can't remember them all, but it's like I'm remembering the first and the last step there. So there's something going on with the sun right now, or there was, right? Because it takes a while for that to come to us. Wow, it's kind of funny, the underlying, right? We have Temperance, the Prince of Pentacles and Temperance. Temperance is just the energy that I was talking about, right? That like what this relationship between the earth and the sun. Yeah, something's coming through. Okay. There's going to be some kind of announcement or something that you hear through likely the radio. So I want to say, I don't know about you, but most of the time, the only time I really have the radio on in my life anymore is driving. But for others of you, this could be, you know, if there's a significant place where you tend to sit and listen to the radio. This is radio. It doesn't feel like a podcast, unless podcasts can be live. I don't know. Can they? This almost feels like an interruption. This is like a news interruption. Something is interrupted here. There could even be a change, like you could even be driving and the radio suddenly stops working. I kind of getting the feeling here that there's, something going on, or there's been some sort of activity from the sun that could be, that will be, or is even now. It is now. My phone's been acting really weird lately. Electromagnetic activity. There's something, yeah, electromagnetic activity. There might be radio stations too that typically, like if you travel around, you know that you can get from here to there and you don't lose the signal, but you will. Something going on with that. There's, wow, this really, there's something also happening here about realities merging. Realities merging. It's as if things are becoming porous. Okay, I'm being shown, you know, like strings of reality, all of the possibilities of reality and how we move our consciousness from one spot to another. We're typically, like, really honestly, subconsciously, we are connected to all realities that we could possibly exist in. But on a very conscious and focused level, we choose one here and now. This is where I am right now. I'm consciously aware of what I'm doing, but my subconscious is still working in other realities because I appear there in front of other people who are more consciously aware there. But I might appear as somebody who's just not really engaged in that person's life, and vice versa, you as well. So that there's something though that I'm being shown that these realities are they're almost like a, I don't know, a ceramic thread. It's just, to me, that's something that doesn't feel very porous, that is sealed, that things can't get in. It's almost as if these things have become porous, like they have been sandblasted. They've been sandblasted. And I'm guessing that this has something to do with the sun. There could be something, maybe radiate. I don't know. I don't even think it's that. I feel like it's something that I'm not aware of, something that maybe science isn't even aware of, that is affecting like the threads of reality, and they have become porous. So reality has become porous. You may even, like I'm talking about the radio. There's something to do with communication. Communication could be coming in that is literally from other realities. This is a very strange time. This is a very strange time. Other realities, because realities are porous. See, I'm just getting that, like the way these two entities are coming into his mind in balance. And this frequency, because it's on this night, the Prince, the Knight of Pentacles, this is something that's also been around for a long time. I just think of radio frequencies. People have been listening to the radio longer than watching TV or going online. Like, it's something that's been around a long time. This frequency, I don't know. I'm almost wondering if it's significant and that it's something that could get recorded. It's reminding me of something that I saw. I didn't witness it myself, but I've seen recordings of it. Where there was, I believe it was in the UK, in England, there was, this was on the television, but this is something similar where, yes, there was like a news program, and all of a sudden, the screen faded out, and something else came in, and I can't remember how it came in. Was it written words or was it spoken words? And it was really enlightening. It was like something that came from space. Like, it was just like, what is this? I think it happened in like the 70s or 80s or something like that. There's something like that here. Like, there could literally be some sort of transmission that is caught, and it's caught in a way that, you know, it may not be your radio, but you hear about it. You know, that this is televised or this is spoken about. There's something here coming in, some sort of message. If this is not something like that, like some other entity, like a more advanced entity, that's what it reminds me of in the scenario that I just gave you in that story. This is like realities coming in, like hearing something. It kind of has that feeling of, you know, like the things that you hear going on in the Bermuda Triangle, but bigger, like all over. This is all over. It's like Bermuda Triangle energy, but all over. Now, yeah, because there's something here, like the Three of Swords. This to me, like when I was talking to my guides, well, like mentally, I guess you could have like a verbal conversation with them. Why not? Talking with my guides about what are these placements in this spread going to represent for the collective. The current situation is like the world as a whole. The Three of Swords came out. Well, so the Three of Swords has come out for that. There's this person is sitting with a dark hoodie. He's looking down. He doesn't feel like he's part of something. He doesn't feel like he's part of something. There's a lot of people right now that don't feel like they're part of something, that they have a connection to something more than what they see in front of them. There's a real grounded energy that comes in with this current situation. It is very grounded. Now, this is interesting, how you all show up, because this is why I needed to be clear, because I'm using what is called like a general reading spread that I created quite a while ago. But because it's the collective, and I know I'm not talking to the entire collective, because, you know, 8 billion people don't come to my videos, so that'd be great. I'd probably buy a house with that. But anyways, y'all are your current energy and emotions, which is different from the current situation, or may not be. I mean, you may be housing some of this energy, you may be witnessing some of this energy, but you yourself, you are coming out as the sacred, the sacred clown. This is very high level spiritual energy. This is, it's like the Fool in the tarot, but there's something more beyond this, right? Like the sacred clown is a bit of an energy that pushes boundaries and can push buttons. And, you know, people that know a little bit about spiritualism, but not a whole lot, will identify that energy as toxic. It can be. I mean, that's the trick with it. If it's not coming, if it's someone who's coming to push your buttons, and they may be intentionally or subconsciously pushing your buttons. Now, but remember, you're this energy. It's doing it to see how you show up. How do you show up in this? How do you react to that? Right? That's what the sacred clown is. Like the sacred clown can come in a very spiritual situation. Oh, the sun is behind them. This is like the community post I just did. The sun is behind him. Because it's almost like you're harnessing some sort of energy from the cosmos right now. You're being utilized. Whatever this is that's coming in from the sun. Coming in from the sun. Oh. Okay, it's all making sense. Just give me a second. It's coming in from the sun. There's some sort of energy that's coming in from the sun right now. A lot of people, like the earth, yes, does protect us from most of it. It would have to. Otherwise, we'd all be zapped. It is grounding this energy. Just be really aware of any aurora borealis going on in your area and any lightning. Also want to say any, like, you know, if you just touch something and you get a shock, the electricity is there. It's being filtered to you. Electrical is also being filtered to you. Like a conduit. Y'all are a conduit. Look at right his finger. These cards are almost even, they're jumpy, they're hard. There's a lot of energy here. This conduit of energy. It's quite fascinating. Yes, the sacred clown. See, there's traps all around. He's got these like big bear traps around him. And one's got this beautiful diamond in it, right? You all are going to be triggering people. Be careful about that, right? And be careful what your intent is. If you are triggering people, you are meant to be doing it in a sacred way. So this sacred way is to push something into a zone that might feel a little bit uncomfortable. And that it allows people to work through that and to find something and to move. This is almost like a boredom, complacency, some of this energy that's sitting here. It's inspiring. And the sacred clown too, he's covered in the spray paint. The energy comes out of his finger. The sun is behind him. So there's universal energy supporting this. But this person here has paint cans and spray cans, and he's not doing anything with them, right? Like there's a sense of lack of inspiration. There's lack of inspiration. I'm also hearing, what is that? You know, a mind, both a mind and a body that are not, this is not the quote, I'm just what I'm channeling. The mind and the body that are not inspired and engaged become the devil's playground, right? That's not the quote, but that's my own right now. It's the mind and the body that are not engaged in something here are becoming the devil's playground. This is like almost taking the energy that could be perceived as the devil's playground, but creating something with it. Now, okay, the reason that realities have become porous, I have to come back to that because there's just so much coming through, and I'm trying to articulate it in a way that it makes sense, even in a story form, but some of it's just going to come out. So the realities are very porous right now, because that is also like, it's almost like the sun is acting, the sun is an entity in itself. It is a living, breathing ball of fire, and so much more. And it creates life. It is very sacred, and you are utilizing this energy. So the sun is doing this through what? I don't know. Just sun has a level of consciousness, perhaps, and it's doing this, or it's something else doing this. Because by making realities, alternate realities that are very close to our own, though, they are very close to our own, but in some of these alternate realities are strange things. Strange things like, I don't know, UFOs, Bigfoot, anything that, you know, you walk out your door and you don't see it. I don't see it on a regular basis. I've seen people talk about it. I maybe even witnessed some of the oddness myself. It's almost like those are little blips in realities coming together, but it's meant to be porous. I'm getting there, because there are parts of you consciously wanting to come through. No, sorry, subconsciously wanting to come through into the conscious you now. Like you can harness this energy. Parts of you that have been separated by strings of reality, because reality has become porous. All right, I just need a second. Let's catch up here. Someone's going to do something very unexpected. Someone or something very unexpected is going to happen here. I keep getting this electricity. I'm gonna say y'all might start seeing like a lot more reports of strange happenings going on in the world. And some of these strange happenings are going to be like not like ones that you've typically heard of, like, the Bigfoot and the Sasquatch and UFOs and lights and all that sort of thing. That's more of the typical unusual happenings. This is like things almost materializing in front of people. Like unexplainable things starting to happen here and materializing right in front of people. And some of this might actually even get caught, like recorded on camera. There is materializing, and also some of this could involve vanishing. Like it is really coming in like the energy of the Bermuda Triangle, like all of the mysteries and weird happenings that go on in there, like, right? Like even I think the whole radio frequency too. Like I think weird things can be suddenly heard sometimes in there, and reports of seeing ships that, were lost 30, 40 years ago, and then they fade back into the mist. But this is not, well, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's going to be really powerful there. There's more than one area around the world that is like the Bermuda Triangle, though, but that one's just the most popular. But this is almost like everywhere. There's something really odd going on. There's something to do with 3 points. Oh, yeah. 3 points. I'm going to pull it out because it's significant. It's the card when I was doing the Aries reading that told me, this needs to be collective. Now you know what you need to do. So do it. It was the Tower in this deck. There's 3 eyes here. And the most prominent eye, the eye at the top, is getting hit with lightning. There's 3 points of power here in this Tower card. The top point is getting hit with lightning. There's also something really significant here about children. I don't know what that is yet, because the children have their own eye. Yeah, something's going to be really weird. I don't know what it is. Because the thing, like, these are odd. You could look at these cards and go, all right, well, you know what? The artwork in that is pretty out there, Cindy. I've used this deck so many times, and I often get, like, really big downloads from it. But I've never looked at this deck so literally. That's what's really striking me about the messages here. Like, I've never really looked at this deck so literally in so many of the cards. Shit, yeah, this here. Okay, these are the 2 things. Okay, well, there's 3 cards here. They're making me feel like things are going to materialize in strange ways. I mean, maybe some of it won't be so strange, like, well, no. I mean, you've probably all experienced this before, where you're looking for something. You're looking for your keys, or you're looking for your wallet, or your glasses, or the salt shaker. You look and you look and you look, and it's not there. So then you expand your search and you go and you look in other areas. Maybe half a day goes by. You're the only one in the house. You come back and it's sitting on the friggin' table. And you looked there and you looked there. Like, you might encounter things like that because, again, there's something weird about realities. Like, there's almost like some things could get kind of very Twilight Zone sort of energy too. It's funny this, because, like, right, there's things materializing here, like people materializing, there could be like really profound Mandela effect experiences for some of you where, I don't know, just going somewhere and like maybe it's a coffee shop that you go to every day and you've gone there every day except on Sundays. And the same person with red hair and a red beard, I want to say, you know, like somebody fairly distinctive, you know, characteristics that like, you know, 50% of the population do not have. Something a little more rare. Maybe something like there's something unusual about this person, right? It's easy. You may not know their name, or I don't know, maybe they have it on their tag. This is just an example, but you go there and they're not there. You don't think anything of it. People get days off, and you go there a couple more times and you're like, you still don't see them. And then you say something to someone who you would also see there on a regular basis and say, whatever happened to the guy with the bright red hair and red beard? And who? That guy. He worked here. He'd been here all the time. Usually had a funny joke or the red beard. Nobody here worked. Something really weird energy. Like I'm picking up on the weirdest shit here right now. The other thing that I get with this reading too is that this reading makes so much sense in the time that it's being like given to you, in the time that we're receiving it. If you've ever had like a kind of any sort of paranormal experience, you know, paranormal, that in itself could be all sorts of things. I don't know about you, but when I'm in the process of experiencing it, I never go, holy shit, this is crazy. It's like real. You're just like, and then it usually doesn't hit you till like later on, and you go, that was weird shit. Like, what the hell happened there? How did that happen? What was that? Right? Like it can affect you later, because when you're in the paranormal experience, it is the normal. Isn't that interesting? The thing, oh, just a second. Okay, let me get to that message in a minute. The thing that, oh, it's coming in strong. Okay. The thing that, and it's gone now. Okay, so the message that I really have to tell you about is something to do with, I think it's Mad Magazine. And there's a black bird and a white bird. And they're always, isn't it spy versus spy? Something about spy versus spy. There's something about that. And I don't know what it is. I'm trying to pull on it, and probably maybe because I'm trying. It was nagging at me from early on in this reading, and I just kept looking at that, and I thought, that doesn't make any sense, very insignificant. It just looks like that to me. And I don't know the last time I saw that. I think the last time I read a Mad Magazine, I was probably 12. I don't know. But there's something about that. What is the context of that? And there's a deeper meaning there. That's where that's going. Thank you. Yes, you did tell me that, and I kind of ignored it. There's a deeper meaning there. There's something going on between spy versus spy. There's something to be discovered in that. There's some sort of hidden message in it. Some of you that might be a little bit more this right now, you might already know. You might be, oh yeah, I saw that early on. Or, So that's intriguing. Almost makes you want to go back and try to read those things or even research it. What that, yeah, I mean, it was two spies, always against each other, always fighting, right? But neither one ever won. And the only way that they were any different was one was black and one was white, right? So, I mean, there's so much in that in itself. But anyways, there's more there, though. It's almost like, okay, what I'm getting with that message is it's almost as if, you know, like The Simpsons, some of the crazy shit that The Simpsons have predicted. It's like, wow, man, you cannot, you know what, people who you see as typical downloaders, there's a lot of profound downloaders, and it can come in different ways, and it's come in historically in many different ways. Some people download like Einstein, interesting mathematical equations and physics and all sorts of shit like that. Other people download through poetry and music, and then The Simpsons is something else, that one. Some of that stuff is so specific, it's insane. There's something about that. There's something about Mad Magazine, the really early ones. I don't know if is it even still written? I don't know. The early ones, there's some shit in there that's predictive, and it's there's hidden messages in it. So, and that's fascinating. Yeah, it's like that. There's some hidden messages in it. I've never heard that before. I never even thought of it that way. Again, because I think the last time I looked at when I was 12, I wasn't really thinking about things like that. But there is. Okay, so a surprise from the universe, right? Now, the Six of Pentacles, this is like materializing again. See, like these things are materializing? But these are like pentacles. These physical things are materializing here. Yes, and then the surprise from the universe is the Ace of Pentacles. That's funny too. There's been a real lack of pentacle cards in my readings. Well, just the last two that I noticed. Pisces was the last reading that I did that was like published, uploaded. I kept trying to do Aries, and it was obvious I'm not supposed to. I need to do this collective first. I have to get this collective energy out. But I sat there and I was like, you're like Pisces. There's only one pentacle card for Aries. Well, while I was thinking I was doing that until I was really working out what I was supposed to do. And then here, right, there's nothing pentacle until we get into the past. And then this is a surprise, what the universe is bringing in here, an ace. There's a new beginning here, and it's in the physical. This is a new beginning in the physical. Surprise. And I'm hearing literal. I said, I've never looked at these cards, the artwork, so literally, all of them, and brought that together as a reading. Like every once in a while, I'll look at an image and go like, I'll take that on a literal sense and I'll expand on it. But this is, and the surprise from the universe, literally. There's something going on, like the universe is somehow controlling the sun. There's some element, there's something about the sun's energy or some components of it. Those are being used to kind of remove or create the porousness of reality. The sun is being used to create the porousness of reality, of realities. So that it's very quantum, actually. Because that actually sounds like what quantum computers do. You can exist in A and take from B. That's exactly what this is. That's what quantum computing is. It's existing in here. It's being here and taking a resource from another reality, which is weird. But this is, I don't know, that's kind of like mankind's version of it. But this is like the universe's version of it. It's quantum sharing. And it's going to materialize something here. And you're like, well, what's going to materialize? There's some storms, but there's growth. Things are going to grow in places they haven't grown in a long time. Things are going to grow in places they have not grown in a very long time. being shown a book. Okay, well, I'm seeing a book here. A book. Or some almost like information that has been buried or lost. Oh, there's a book. This comes forward. The information comes forward, but it comes forward in the, like, not like, oh, this is written and somebody finds it and talks about it and you see a video on it or you read it. This some sort of truth that is shown by growth now. How this is coming through to me, it's like this. So let's say there's some sort of story behind like a lost world or a lost continent or some type of civilization. But geographically right now, it doesn't make sense, right? You're looking at it and like people will say, no, there's no way that that civilization lived there or that that civilization existed. It's almost like it becomes, well, now it's just a fairy tale. It's not real. It's not true. Because as things have changed, something's changed here that geographically speaking, it wouldn't make sense. Or, you know, even just the ecosystem that exists there today. And it's like there's nothing present. There's nothing there except the story. Like there's no artifacts that have ever been found. Nothing. It's like empty, archaeologically speaking even. It's almost like then, you know, let's say it was some civilization that produced the most abundant rice ever. I'm just making something up. The most abundant rice ever. But it's a desert now. Or, yeah, simplify it. It's a desert now. And no artifacts have ever been found to prove it. But this story has always existed. It's been found in hieroglyphics, or it's been recorded historically even perhaps in old texts, or people have read between the lines in Testament or something. It's as if like something changes here. And it's, I want to say like the weather. The weather changes in this place. And because the weather changes, something starts to grow. And this growth becomes the proof of the existence. Right? Like this growth never occurred in, like, let's say the last 2,000 years, when we're sort of like historically keeping records as best as we can. You know. But language changes and how people speak changes too, right? That's okay. So that's one message. Oh. Someone might actually find an interesting artifact. And it gets rooted up. It's almost like roots grow around something. But I keep getting the message like there's no belief that this civilization existed, or there's no belief that this civilization really existed. It's just a fable. It's just a tale. And either nothing's ever grown there before, or it, because of the roots, are pulling something out. Like trees are cut down or something happens. But it's as if the tree's roots have gone down so far, further than anyone you know, look to excavate or try to find any evidence of something. And it could be a storm produces this, right? Like it blows these down and the roots come out. Something comes out with the roots here. There are so many messages coming in here. It's crazy. And the Sacred Clown is being naughty. It's the only card that won't stay straight on the table. I touch it, he spins. Everyone else is staying straight. The Sacred Clown's not staying straight. So don't look at things in a very linear way either. That's not your energy. Well, that's good. This is not a linear reading. Now, overall energy of the reading is the Lovers. There's the sweetness, the honey here. This is really producing something from the surprise. Again, there's that feeling of realities coming together here. Both these cards represent it. Now, what's very fascinating, it does, well, whether it's male or female, there is one that looks very masculine and one that looks very feminine. The energies coming together here look very masculine to me, and then these ones look very feminine. There's also the lower chakras in both of these cards that are awakening. Interesting, right? Because you kind of think with the energy that we're talking about, like that this, but this is something that, no, this is something that needs to be kind of grounded and birthed here. I will say that there's something going on here that is, and it's funny that it's coming through because it's highlighting a bit of what I did in a community post here, where it's like this energy, there's something coming in. The cosmos are delivering an energy, and yeah, like many of you are meant to kind of disperse this energy that's being delivered, and by dispersing it, you create like a higher frequency, a higher vibration. Because if this is the current situation around Earth right now, that's kind of bad. It's really bad. The Three of Swords, there's a lot of mental and emotional conflict going on right now. The overall energy of the reading, not Earth, the reading is the Lovers. This is unity. This is abundance, growth, spiritual choices. And this card to me feels like people who are lacking spiritual choices. And as I say that, there's a question mark here on a book, a question mark on a book. Follow the eggs. I'm hearing follow the eggs. There's a glowing egg here. See an egg there. There's a glowing egg coming out of a hole in the wall. Something is broken through. It's funny, there's artifacts around it too. And then the only other egg that I'm seeing is in this Ace of Pentacles. It's here. It's underground and it's full of light. Underground and full of light, right? Like this full of light energy needs to come forward. This full of light energy needs to come forward, because there's a lot of people right now that do not see any spiritual choices. And I do feel like there's a lot of people that just aren't really, they're not awakening somehow. Okay, there's some kind of energy that, when did it come in? I don't know. Okay, it's a big answer. When did this energy come in? Before time. So record keeping, like time, recording time, before recording time. I don't know how long that is, because I know people have been recording, like having ways of recording time. There's some kind of message here about, okay, do you see this card? Do you see how they're standing up? Okay. It's reminding me of like almost, I don't know, maybe I'll get it wrong geographically. Like it feels like somewhere in the Americas. It feels like somewhere in the Americas where there's a lot of sand and heat. And it has this feeling to me of very indigenous. Of course, there's also like a teepee back here. And they're celebrating. There's abundance. There's abundance. It rains down on them. There's a sense of being grounded in what they worship, which is also above. Like this is coming from the sun. But then there's this shadow that neither of them see, that's falling behind them. This shadow that's coming in here. This is the past. Like this card represents the past in the spread. The shadow that falls in during a point of abundance. It falls on the wrong side. It falls on the side of the sun where the shadow is not cast. It's not seen. So now I feel like I'm talking about like really ancient energies. Something very, very ancient. Because this energy that's sitting behind this person here who's like not finding spiritual choices, this energy is not coming through very good. It's coming through as a confuser. It's coming through as a shift changer. It's coming through as both mechanical and biological. And it's like a block. It's blocking. There's some kind of energy here that's been blocking abundance. The shadow comes in. It's also reversed. Like as it stands, right? Because I really feel like these people in this, the two people in this card are really exercising like proper spiritualism. When I say proper, like, you know, bringing high frequency energy from the universe into earth and creating abundance through that, respecting the earth and respecting one another and building on that. Now this other energy though, it's reversed, right? Like even the shadow of this is reversed. It's almost like it's saying, yes, so as it is above, so be it below. But because it stands on its head, it's actually it's not doing what it's telling you it's doing. Or why are you doing a handstand to say that? That's just the way I like to stand. Like, there's something very deceptive about this. And this is not also like these two cards is something like more long story here. Even this, like, this is some type, it almost looks like something you would see in Egypt, like with the pyramids and the pharaohs. It feels even like long before that, this dark energy came in. And this isn't necessarily about, I see. It builds things. This energy utilizes others to build things that are built on, like, the false energy. Because you could kind of say, like, well, this could represent the economy, like, that we're in right now. But it doesn't, it's not that. Because the economy that we're in right now, that's not going to work. Everything about it is built on that the future will always be better, right? And that's why we always have to go back, because you can't keep expanding and growing all the time. That's very, very simplified, but it, it's not. But that is part of, like, the perpetual cycle of this shadow. It stands on its head, saying, yeah, as it is above, so be it below. But the hands are at the ground, so it is reversing that. That is like devil energy. It's a long reading. It's interesting. There's two realities that will be coming together. As the realities are very porous here, two are coming together. And does a new one get created in that? Two realities come together to make one new one. I don't know what that means. I'm hearing like the book of, is it Enoch? I'm kind of seeing it to Enoch. Is that right? What is that? The book of Enoch? Enoch? The book of Enoch. So I don't know what that means. And then there's something about Mad Magazine here. Well, there's a lot of stuff in here. So that's what I have. I'm kind of tired now, to be honest, after that. So hopefully we'll be back to regular schedule programming. I've done this very unusual, okay, I just want to know, what's up with the eye that watches the children? Where are they? Oh, they're not here. I moved them around. Okay. What does the eye represent that watches the children in this? Oh my gosh. Wow. It's good. It's good shit. Okay. I was like, it's kind of weird. Like, right? It's a weird message. Look, it's the High Priestess and the Six of Cups. The eye that watches the children. This is the universe in a very divine light. Okay. That's good. So that's nice. Because I'm looking at these eyes and I'm like, do they symbolize something good or bad? Because it could come in many different ways here. Because the way this purple lightning is striking the eye at the top, it actually looks more like it's giving the eye information. You know, even like that, I feel very uncomfortable because saying that, or thinking that is like, oh, great. Because the universe is not really wanting us to be suppressed by, you know, this energy, this reversed cosmic energy. So there's something enlightened here. The tower that's built here with these eyes, at least, they represent the conscious mind of the universe. They represent God. So that's good energy. The eyes that watch the children. Where's the eye in the middle? This is the eye. The eye in the middle. It's like over a doorway. The eye in the middle is over a doorway. An entrance. The eye in the middle. What does the eye in the middle represent? Oh, the King of Wands. So in some level here, I want to say too, like independent thought, independent movement. This tower is good. One level of consciousness here, honestly, from a very spiritual and kind, all-knowing, it watches the children. The threshold to knowledge, enlightenment, is watched over by an energy that both is and supports, I want to say free will. The King of Wands is a very free-willed individual. What you do with your free will, where you take it. The eye at the top that is being hit by lightning. The eye at the top that is being hit by lightning. The King of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. Although I think the Hanged Man came out first. Oh. Oh, this is a very interesting energy. And that makes a lot of sense too. The eye at the top. So the eye at the top represents changes in perspectives in things that are well established and long time grounded. Isn't that fascinating? These three things. Why is this here? Why is this tower here? Is this a major shift or change? Why is the tower here? Ooh, the Two of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. See how that almost fell in my hand? The Two of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. So this is, this is like keeping people busy in the mundane, busy and trapped in the mundane. Keeping people busy, trapped in the mundane. So that's going to break. But that's too, like this person. Doesn't look like he's hungry or anything. Or, you know, I mean, there is that. I'm not saying that there isn't. I'm just saying what this guy represents. He represents somebody who has things in front of him, but these people have things around them to deal with, to do. It's just, there's something here that's lost of the soul. Temperance is at the bottom. Well, interesting. Temperance is in the bottom on both these decks. And things are being alchemized. The universe is in the process of alchemizing Earth. The universe is in the process of alchemizing Earth and reality. So that is fascinating. That's what I have. I think I need a snack. No. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.